All right. Let me figure something out. Let me see if I can get the link on this. All right. Stream link copies. Okay. Okay. Let's go to. Whoa, slow down, baby. Home. Let's go. My videos. Here we go. All right. That doesn't look too bad. Yeah. Okay. So, sorry about that intro. Currently, I'm gonna trade my my Apex funded trader account. This is an evaluation. I've passed a few of these, to be fair, and so this one is one I'm doing now. Just checking my stream quality. Doesn't look great. No, it looks a bit bitty. Ah, that's not the live one, that's why. No. See what I'll do? I know. Best way. Sorry if anyone's watching this. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to find. Let me go to here. Second. If someone's on the live, can you mind just telling me what the quality is like? Because I've had to reduce my bitrate. And before we get into this bitch, I just want to make sure it looks good. So I can look at that a second. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. It looks good. Yeah, not bad. Let me just try increasing the bitrate a little tiny bit. Just nudge it up a little bit more. And then we should be good to go. Let me just go File, Preferences, Output. Let's see if I can squeeze this up to 19,000. All right. Do us a favour, gents. Let me know if the quality is not great, and I'll try and nudge it up. For some reason, it feels a bit slow in a minute, but at the minute. But let me give you a quick explanation of what you're seeing on the screen, so you can follow along. Right. So currently, I'm scalping, which means in and out. You know, don't plan to hold any trades for long rather. And what I'm looking for is good positions, right? Being well positioned. So whenever we're scalping, in this case, I'm on the 1 minute. Well, this is the 5 minutes actually, but if I go to the 1 minute, the real key is your VWAP, right? Your volume weighted average price, which is to say, based upon the amount of volume and price action that's occurred at the different levels of price. You know, if a lot of volume goes in at one price and really moves that price up, but very little volume occurs at a price higher, then the average price is going to be lower than where the actual price is, right? Because the majority of volume traded was at a lower price. So that's the value. And so ultimately, we're concerned about where the value is. Like, for example, right now as we speak, right, the white line here is the VWAP, the actual volume weighted average price. And then each line above is a standard deviation. Without getting technical and with the maths, what it kind of means is the likelihood that price is going to stay outside of one standard deviation, two standard deviations, or even three standard deviations at the top. It gets more and more unlikely. So whenever we're looking at ways in which to trade, specifically scalping, what I'm keen to see and what I'm looking for more often than not is being well positioned. So for example, when we're starting to see that we're moving away from the VWAP and into the 2 and 3 standard deviations above that, it's not a bad place to start thinking about getting a quick snapshot in, you know, to be able to get in and get out, right? So that's effectively what I'm looking for, just being well positioned in the trade. As you can see right now, this is a 150k challenge from my Apex account. I haven't touched any of my PA accounts. The plan is to build up. Like you can see now, by the way, we're just getting a little reaction at the second standard deviation. We also got that same rejection here on the second standard deviation. So I'm not going to take the trade yet. I just want to kind of explain a little bit about what you're seeing on the screen first. And then I also have the kind of, this is the Asian range, right? The Asian session, this orange rectangle here. Now obviously we're in the London session and we have what we call the kill zones, right? So the times within the session where more than likely volume is going to come into the session. So this small Asian range you can see here, we just peaked above, I think that was like midnight, yeah, midnight my time, and then we had a big sell-off, right, relatively speaking. And then of course we get the London kill zone, and again come to the top. Interestingly enough, we haven't taken the liquidity from the high, so my sense is that we're going to take the high of the Asian range, and then maybe we start to see a bit of a drop off. And so I'm looking for that type of entry. So let me just get rid of this. I'm currently 3k up on this account challenge. I can only go 5k into drawdown, remember, so I can't go too crazy. But that was just a bit of an explanation. Feel free to drop any comments or questions in the chat, and I will try and pick them up as I go. Everyone good? Everyone understand that? I am thinking about going short at this point here because I would like to see us break the Asian high. That would be nice to see that. Looks horrible. Wow. Thank you for letting me know that, mate. When was that last said? Still the same. Can you just confirm? Is it still terrible? Just let me know what it's like, please. If the signal's not great, if it still looks horrible. I hope not. It would be disappointing if that's the case. That doesn't look too bad. What are you on about, maniac? That looks okay, my friends. Right, okay. So, what's the lot size? So right now, as you can see in the platform here, right, we're looking at my market lot size is 8. That's 8 minis, right? I'll probably start with 4. Let's just see where we are relative to the range. So we've broken the high, okay. So now if we're starting to approach the third standard deviation, and we're also kind of looking a little bit oversold. I just want to see us make a real big run on the money here. So nice big push to the upside. Kill zones in play for the New York session. This is denoted by this purple box here, right? And so we're seeing that, which is fine, but I'd like to see a nice little run on for the money. I'll have a stop loss, I don't know, let's just call it 100 pips just to start with, right? It's a $2,000 risk. I'd like to see us touch this third standard deviation. That would be very nice, okay? Now remember, you're watching this. If you don't try not to follow live, because if you are watching this, it's a little bit delayed. I don't know how many minutes delayed. Well, it's not minutes, but it's seconds, but it's still delayed. So this is NQ, right? I'm trading minis, not micros, so it will be NQ and not MNQ. I'd like to see us make a little run up. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test it out here because I'm tempted to go in with a little toe dipper, because we're already above 2 standard deviations, right? And we've made a run on the highs. So I'm just going to put a little 2. I'm just going to try and see if it makes another little blast to the upside, and I'll put a little 2. Let's go with a little 2 there. Okay. And I'll plan to build on that a little bit if it continues to the upside. Remember, whenever we're dealing with volume weighted average price and VWAP in general, it really is about the value, right? And so it's trying to make sure that you're always positioned well. Don't just, if you're scalping, don't just throw a trade in at silly places, right? Because specifically when you're dealing with minis, you're going to get caught out quite quickly, right? If you're not well positioned. At least where I'm positioned now, if price continues to go higher, I wouldn't feel too difficult by putting in larger orders, right? So trying to kind of scale into an order, you know, even if I'm at a deficit, it wouldn't feel as difficult to me doing that because I'm well positioned. Like if I wasn't well positioned and I would kind of enter in shorts here in and around here, it's not very good. Like you've got to be mindful of where we are, right? We've got 2 things we can control: location, i.e. where we get into the trade, and timing, right? When we get into the trade. They're the only 2 things we can control. We really can't control anything else. And so for us, really, really important that we try to time our entries as good as possible. But more importantly, we're in the right positions, right? Coming from a strong position, you can really get a move on that. I'm probably just good if we continue down. I'm probably going to target this little consolidation zone here to take profit. Don't need to be too greedy with these things. It's good enough. Okay, so nice little scalp there, right? Just a little in and out, nothing too crazy. Took advantage of a nice little peak at the standard deviation, second standard deviation above VWAP. Probably could have held on to it a little bit longer, but you know, didn't need to. What did we do there? A couple of things were in confluence, right? The first thing we had confluence on was the high of the session, right? The high of the Asian range. We took out the Asian range high there. And then the second confluence we had was we were really exhausted, overextended, right? Only on the the VWAP, which is here, but we're over the second standard deviation, and so that was a nice. That's what I'm saying about being well positioned, having things going all in favor for you, and then you good. Took profit, about $350 profit. I took on that one, matey. I think. I was at 1.5, actually a bit more, close to $400. I think that was at. I was at 153, $46 or something like that. I'm now at 153. Yeah, about $380 profit that was, I think. You see, I said this consolidation zone here is where I should have took profit. I was right because we have had a bit of a reaction, but you know, we take our green when we can, right? That was with actually it was only 2 units. It was only two minis that, so not too crazy, right? But you got to remember, even with VWAP trading in this way, right? Just because we're at 2 standard deviations or 3 standard deviations or whatever, doesn't mean that we're not going to continue higher. But what it does mean is expect a pullback, right? Expect a pullback. Yeah, 2 minis, sorry, not 2 micros. Expect a pullback, but don't hold on too long. Remember, we're scalping here. Yeah, we're not holding on for dear life. We're just scalping in and out, taking it out, taking your profit where you can at a range, and then, you know, waiting for another opportunity to come out. Be patient. Don't rush it. Always another opportunity around the corner. That's exactly right. Profit is profit, Arthur. How is the screen, mate? Is it okay in terms of the quality? Let me see if I can bump that quality up a little bit more. Let's see. Where are we at the minute? I'm not doing too bad. Let me see if I can push this up a little bit. Let's see. File. Settings. Need to up my quality game here. But can't see the numbers. Okay. When you say the numbers, are you referring to the screen size because it's embedded? Maybe if I chart is pretty clear, you can't see the numbers. Oh, okay. Okay. Them numbers look okay to me. I'm just watching this back on YouTube. Yeah, it's a little bit grainy. Let me see if I can even up that up again. So let's go to settings again. So you can see here we've bounced off the first standard deviation from the VWAP, right? It's a great tool, this VWAP, with the embedded standard deviations in, because they just act like support and resistance right the way through. And it's just really, if you're scalping and you know what to look for, it can be really, really powerful. One thing I would wish I had incorporated in this is the DOM, depth of market. So if I had the depth of market which showed things like absorption and resting liquidity sitting at these different levels when we approach a specific zone, that would be the game changer, right? Because then you're seeing the real live activity and the tug of war that goes on between the buyers and sellers and the bid and the ask at specific intervals. That's really where it gets powerful. Unfortunately, TradingView doesn't give us a DOM, so it's one limitation to TradingView, but it is what it is. So it's the patient game. Maniac. So what we're doing really is looking for exhaustion, right? Whether it's up above 2 standard deviations to the upside of the VWAP or down below 2 standard deviations for buys, right? And that's it really. We're waiting and being patient. You know, we've taken out the high, so I'm anticipating that this takes a run on the lows now, which is going to be, you know, it's going to be down here, right? There's the low. I've got this dotted line. That's the low of the Asian session. And so I should imagine now that we've taken the high, of course, the next move is that we take the low down here. And so I don't want to get in just yet because, you know, we're not at a good area of value. What I would do, though, is just wait until we try to come up, got a few fair value gaps, even on the lower time frame, the 1 minute. So looking to kind of come back up and retest, maybe even to come and test the VWAP again. The 2 standard deviation, that would be nice, because then, you know, I'd maybe look at getting back in. Yeah, keep it simple. Sometimes, though, you've still got to know when to get out. Like you can see here, where was that trade? That was a beautiful trade. See this here? You can see the red arrow, hopefully. I took a trade here. I sat with it for a bit, right? I was in a little bit of drawdown when we came here, but got out there. And that was a nice move. That I was I was 17 contracts deep. So yeah, that one. Sometimes you got to hold your nuts for these kind of things. Anyway, right, so let's see if we can increase. Just coming back up to that 2 standard deviation again here. I think in general we are bullish, right? But I'll be surprised if we don't get a run on the Asian low at some point. But we'll see. There's a small order block here. Having said that, we didn't break or create any market structure shifts, so I probably wouldn't be interested in a classifying that as any kind of order block. Let's see what's going on here. I think New York will run up. Yeah, I mean, if we kind of zoom out a little bit on the 30-minute, yeah, we have, there's the high there, right? So theoretically, can push up for sure. We are creating all-time highs. Okay, back at 2 standard deviations now. Like to see us tap this third standard deviation. That would be beautiful. Here's the high here. Is it making a run on the all-time high? It's possible.
It seems like such a short time ago that my pet and I were just lazing about in our little London, living the humdrum bachelor life of wishing things weren't so very, very dull. Oh, that's my pet, Roger. My name's Pongo. You remember, I'm the one with the spot. No, no, not that. That's me. Living my
Floating above it at the moment. Gonna try and make a high. Possible. Looks like it's got a gain in strength as well, doesn't it? If you look at those candles, getting bigger. Although volume slightly disproportionate. And we're looking on the 5 minute. A lot of nice strength in that candle, isn't he? In that 5 minute. And if you look proportionately, volume's relatively low, and that's nearly a full 5 minute candle. Nowhere near as much volume, but it still looks quite strong. What that tells us is bears are stepping away a little bit. So just got to be careful if we start thinking about going short just now. Just as I say that, boom. Again, it's just all about positioning, right? Staying well positioned. I mean, even thinking about scaling in at this point, taking a short is not a bad idea, even at this level. Number one, we're at highs, but I think with NQ, it has a habit of just ripping up, right? And sometimes you don't want to get caught out with that. And so that's why I'm kind of just being a little bit patient and just waiting to see how we react. Let's see. I'm going to get a little short in soon. There we go. Looks strong, doesn't it? The response. Feeling confident, man, yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of manipulation occurring because, you know, come down with a stronger volume, but you want to see a better reaction, right? See this here? This is what I like to call engineered liquidity, right? It's just keeping price here, and then later on it will come down. I very much believe we'll come and take the low here. Definitely will believe that, but for now it's fueling a move. So I think we'll probably get a spike to the upside, which I'm gonna hold on to it because, you know, I don't think it's too bad. But you can see we're just kind of building liquidity here. It's the reason I'm okay is, number one, we're at two standard deviations above the VWAP, so as long as we stay kind of here, I'm not too bad. I'm just gonna take that $100 off the table for now. Probably should have felt. Fuck off. Anyway, I just positional wise, you know, it's another $100 onto the kitty. But yeah, maybe I should have held on. I just think this is a bit of a holding zone at the minute. Little bit of manipulation, but profit at the end of the day. What I'm looking for is a fake move to the upside, big push, and then let's get going. We're already in the New York kill zone here, by the way. We have a kill zone here. And so we've taken the high of the Asian. Now, yeah, possibly looking at going short. Are you trading on Forex? Or are you trading NQ right now? See, here's the thing you've got to remember, if fellas, right? We've now got a equal high, right? And what does that mean? Does anyone tell me what that means now? It's a clue, right? It's left a position where stop losses that have been built for this move down here, loads of stop losses that have been built for the move down here as well, and so we know this is now a zone. It's only on the 1 minute, so we've got to be mindful of that fact. But what it means is there's liquidity here now, and so if we want to fuel a move to the downside, well, then it'll come up here first to take the liquidity from these moves, and that's the key. And so I think whilst we are getting a little bit of a blowback here, I think we'll still come up for another Hail Mary with a bit of gusto, take out the short positions here, and then try to trap a load of traders who are on for the breakout to the long before the eventual move down, which for me will come and take out the Asian low. I should have held on to that trade for longer, but honestly, if you think like that, you end up FOMOing in and doing things stupidly. So it's all good, right? What are we on today so far? 153,534. So count summary. P&L today is 3,534. So today we're doing all right. We've made nice bank. So let's just keep it going. Here's the money zone. Back in 2 secs, fellas. How's it going, fellas? Oh, shit. I'm only on for a few more minutes, I think. Brethren. So, bounced off that little zone nicely, like I thought. What's my kind of thesis here? I think, for me, I'm looking at a break of the equal highs here. I don't know how far this goes, but then a run on the lows, the Asian lows. But honestly, I don't know what it's. My trading day maybe. You can't? Damn, that's crap. Ugh. Coming back up to the 2 standard deviation line. But here's my thesis, fellas. Right, we've got pretty strong Pretty strong zone here in general, right? So it's now what was support is now acting as what was resistance is now acting as support. We've got equal lows here, and then I expect we'll break the equal highs. Here we go. They'll run. Let's just get rid of this here. This is what I want to see. I want to see this really big push and pump up to the upside, break the lows, break the highs, touch me third standard deviation, and then we are in for a good ride, I think, fellas. This is not a strategy that is, this is just, it's just based on VWAP, right? So the volume weighted average price, and how far are we from the standard deviation of that volume weighted average price. So it gets less and less likely that we're going to stay above VWAP for, on the 1 minute, right? This is the 1 minute, so it can be different on higher time frames, but on the 1 minute, when we're only scalping, it's all we're bothered about. When you're starting to get to 3 standard deviations, it's like 2% likelihood that we're going to remain at that value. So here's what I'm looking for: bit of gusto, bit of volumes coming into the market. I want to see is break the equal highs with a nice cascaded liquidation event where you see lots of like the candle really spin up. That shows you that it's made some nice liquidations, and then we can potentially look for some shorts, right? But you want to see a big blast. Keep your eyes peeled on the candles here and the volume. Yeah, this works. This can be applied to any chart. It's not linked to a specific system. Here we go. Let's go. Let's get rid of that. Let's get a bit of clarity. Let's break these. What I would say though, Maniac, you clearly have a good system, right? And so don't try and replicate something else if you've already got something that works, that's giving you that bit of an edge, specifically while you're doing your funded challenge. I don't want you to start trying to change how you trade. This is just my own little scalping strategy that I like to kind of deploy when I'm about it. It's the key concepts, right? We always want to be well positioned in a trade. We don't want to be getting into a trade at value. You want to be in as exhausted of a position as possible to the opposite side. So right now, 3 standard deviations above VWAP is exhausted on the 1 minute, right? Really exhausted. We don't want to be buying at the swing highs. We don't want to be selling at the swing lows, right? We want to make sure we're always well positioned in the trade. Getting in good positions means that when you are slightly out, you can scale in. What you can't do is scale in when you're badly positioned, because you might as well just be cancelling it. Always be well positioned. Ask yourself that question: am I well positioned before you enter the trade? If you're not, don't enter. I'm going to be vacating this session shortly, guys. Got a bit of work to do. See this here though? This is classic engineered moves, because look, you can see it here, right? We're building liquidity, right? Equal high, come back down, back into this zone, stop loss. Everyone trying to short aggressively here, thinking that this is a solid level. No, mate. This is an engineered move, right? This is engineered liquidity. This is how market makers build liquidity to fuel a move to the other way, okay? So we've just got to be mindful of that. Where we go. You feel it revving up. You can feel that candle revving. This is what I'm talking about. There's like a natural instinct where you can feel the rev of the candle when you know it's going to break. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, now we have 3 equal highs. Damn. Look at this from the engineers. Bang, bang, bang. 3 equal highs. We're not breaking it though, are we? When we do break it though, it will fly, I reckon. So for me, as I'm looking at this now, the move to the upside is not the move, right? The move is fake out to the upside, get commitment, provide lots of liquidity, then we bring price down. That's what I think. That's my kind of mentality here. Can you feel the change though? Can you feel how the candles are reacting? There's a change, right? There's a tug of war happening. It's a real shame we can't see depth of market here, because you can really see a fight between buyers and sellers, commitments of liquidity. Yeah. New York pre-sessions opened up. Mark this zone on your charts, guys, right? Because this is going to be a nice liquidity zone here, right? You can just, you know that, right? We just understood why that's being defined as a liquidity zone now, because that is a build-up of liquidity that will get tapped later for sure. If not now, I think it will be. I think it'll be. I think it will be soon, but we can expect to see some sort of move here. Just check if we got any news. That's at 3 o'clock my time, so we're good on that. Here we go. What does it say? Blasted through. Okay, this is good. This is good. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So we've blasted through now. Liquidity's been taken. Now's probably, I don't know if now is the time to short. We are up 2 standard deviations above. Probably was. Missed the opportunity. Too slow. Too slow on that there. See? Move has been fueled. And now we are ready to drop. Called it though, didn't I? It's exactly what I said. I said the liquidity zone's being created here. You can see. And now what have we done? We've taken the liquidity and now we've fueled a move potentially to the downside. And I've missed the opportunity because I was trying to educate instead of focus. Hey. Come back up and give me a nice little opportunity, my friend. Right, I'm in a short trade, fellas. I'm just going to see how it goes. I'm going to have to shoot. I've got stuff to do. Euro USD. Jeez. Moving down, right? We are at the... We're at that third standard deviation, but if you look, the bands are really getting wide. That's because a lot of volume's coming into the market. But you can see here, we really, we kind of just hugged the actual third standard deviation and just continue to hug that. So I wouldn't, at this moment in time, it's difficult to say. We're also below the 200 EMA on the 1 minute, so we are bearish. What I would be looking for is for getting in short, and I would want to wait until we get back into a. So you firstly you've got to figure out which direction are you going to be in, or where do you want to go. Like, you don't want to start longing in a bearish market, right? You want to look for pullbacks and then get in on the opposite side. And so for me, I'd be looking at areas where it gets into a resistance, whether that's the 200 EMA, first standard deviation, even better the VWAP, and then looking to go short. I would just hold. I wouldn't really be looking to get into any trade right now until we show some signs of... like, look, for example, you can see here, bounced off the VWAP on a third standard deviation, and then we come up to the first deviation, and then it was Hail Mary, right? It just completely sank at that point, so that would have been a good position to get in on, see how well it respected the VWAP deviation band. And in here, again, we've hit the 200 EMA on the 1 minute, again on the 1 minute, and it's going down again. So I wouldn't be thinking about going long at any point on Euro USD. I would just be kind of mapping that out there. In the meantime, I need to get back to my trade, right? So let me just see where I am. Probably lost its momentum and Q. No, we are still short. Right, where are we at? Let's see. I want to see us get a run. I want to hold this for a bit. I want to see us try to take a run on the short for the Asian session. So with that being said, I'm going to leave this one, guys, because I've got a bit of work to do. And I shall see you. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Thanks for watching. Cheers, Chris.